This stream is inappropriate for all ages, right here on the play spot. I am Kamurai. That's Ivory right there. Okay, way Popo. Um, I'll be yelled at for those covers. We'll just do this. And that's not any better. My head's not big enough. It's the first time I've had that problem. Um, but this is where we get together and talk about games and stuff and things we've been playing this week. I am by myself. Sid is doing an improv thing. Off in the Washington area, and good luck with her and her stuffs. I'm sure it'll be a good time. Hopefully, she's taking some footage so we can see it later, and I'll make her link us or give me links to that next week. Um, but hopefully, things are happening on this channel. We've got ideas for a couple shows. It's just a matter of getting personnel together. I'm going to do some silly cards or whatever for the different shows, and we'll see how it goes. Yay! I think most of this week was dedicated to tabletop module work, which is not as easy as I want it to be. For whatever reason, the default custom things are not done very well. The tokens are always the standard size, so no matter how big your picture is, it stretches it to meet that model. So in order to get custom sizes, you have to do models of them, and so if you don't know how to do that, it's very difficult. If you go into like things like Blender, you can do that, and I know how to do that, and I could probably figure it out from there. But unfortunately, people have walked before me, and I can step in their footsteps and pull that mold that foot out and recreate the foot and then skin it however I want to. If you didn't follow that, I can borrow models that other people have made and then reskin them to look how I want them to look. So with any luck, I'll be able to get the models that I've borrowed done, and the last step is going to be getting the traps, because I got all the cards done. I can do the standees. They're not going to be the greatest standees ever, but they'll be standees, and that's better than trying to do models. Oh geez, I just want to pick up the drink that's on the keys. Yeah. But I have done some more traditional video gaming. Sid's not here, so my format's all off. Flow free mobile gaming. I've jumped into Bridges. I really like puzzly type games, and it really hits that button for me. I've cleared everything except for the extreme packs on the main game. I managed to come around and see it, and I just cannot see these extreme packs. I'll get to it. Whatever. We'll see if the Bridges gives me the same issue eventually. We'll see. I'm looking forward to the day when I can stop mobile gaming in general, and then do something else with that time. Because right now it's like, whatever, and I'm in the bathroom or whatever, is like, let me hit a couple puzzles and get on with it. I could just read something like game rules, study up. Yeah, not this. This is just me itching my nose. And then I borked the Minecraft server. There is a way to do gold farms using pigmen that spawn from nether portals, but apparently if you do mo creatures, it generates, or they don't spawn pigmen by default. You have to enter a game rule that tells it to spawn from both the main game and custom mob spawner, which I think mo creatures used to do by default, because those were the days where we actually had lots of trouble on a continual basis, and now having amped that up, I can definitely see where that would be an issue. The problem is that I think there's like a number cap, so there's more zombies than we would normally see, which means that you don't get as many other mo creature stuff, which bothers me a lot. But if I could remember what the rule was. Oh, it's right here. Hold on. The game rule is game rule do mob spawning true, and I wish I could turn that on for just the zombie pigmen, because that's the only one that's an issue. Mo creatures handles the others just fine. But there's still Mo creature stuff out there. It's just where I'm investigating right now. I haven't seen a whole lot because of the terrain. Now, because I was playing with that, I tried to back up the server, and play with some settings because I was trying to investigate some other things. Now, oh God, I thought I backed it up. I apparently didn't. I've been a little addle-brained all week because I've been sick. I'm still not feeling great, but I'm gonna try to get back to being productive tomorrow. Um, so when I worked it the first time, I went back to get the backup and it wasn't there. It's like, okay. Um, and I managed to get to a manageable position. And for whatever reason, I didn't back it up again. I don't know why. And then when it loaded the more ore and more foods mods as bibliocraft. I have no idea why it would do that, but it resulted in us having trees made of bloody lamps and just nonsense. In order to clear that out, I had to remove Bibliocraft, load the world, let it remove all the Bibliocraft stuff that shouldn't have been there, and then reload it with Bibliocraft in, which means that all the more ores and the more foods were wiped from the map. Um, it's my server, I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. But uh, given like just how people are playing on the server and everything that's going on, is just like fuck. I really want to play on a server that has these mods like Mo creatures and more ores. I give a shit about Bibliocraft. Gender pixel should just be Pixely's gender mod should just be part of the game. You should be able to have female sprites. And I said sprites, avatars, models, whatever you want to call it. I should probably not drink on camera. It should be a rule. So, Minecraft is really boring. So I ended up reloading some things, and I'm hosting a server for the guys and gals. And nobody's like been very active lately anyway. So it's like, why fucking bother? So I'm just gonna wait for responses of mock outrage because I don't give a shit. And it's not worth the time and effort to do it, especially given the time and effort I put in this weekend. I lost half my weekend to it. I could have been doing so many other things. And it's thankless. No one gives a shit. And so, yeah, so it's like, why, if, it brings up like personal grief, because if they're not friends enough to give a shit, then like why should I care? But I'm trying to care because it's my role to care, and I've managed the situation as best I can. And I think the new servers, because I made one for 1.8.8, 1.8.8, yeah, and then I made the modded server for 1.7.10, which is the one I'm going to play on. And that one, we came in next to like a mesa, I think is what it's called, where it's all the colored clay and such. There's like a savanna just to the north. There's like some woods right to the north. It's supposed to be lots of small biomes. Like we spawned in a desert for 0-0, but I think if you like jump across the ocean, or you go north, there's like some diversity. The mesa thing seems to go on for quite a bit, but it doesn't go on past 1,000 away, because the desert goes on for a little bit and then the mesa starts. And if you get past that, then it opens up into like plains and woods, like very standard boring stuff. But just scouting, because originally I teleported around to make sure that the map was worth playing. I found this cool thing called Minotaur. Let me figure out how to spell this. It's like Minutor. That'll actually let you look at maps that are loaded locally, like from an overhead view. So that was interesting on its own. Um, to be able to do that and like teleport around, and look at the tiles, and see what's on them. Um, and then you go back and remove the regions you've explored so that they stay unexplored. Now, in theory, whatever seed or whatever should determine what spawns there. However, when I tried to delete from the old world, delete regions to have them respawn with more stuff on it, I didn't get that. I got like new terrain, and I don't understand what happened with that. Um, so for right now, we're retiring the old server, and we're moving forward with these two new servers for whoever wants to play however they want to play. I'm going to play on the modded one because that's the whole point, but I'm happy to host a vanilla server for other people. I'm not, if it doesn't cost me anything, why bother? Or why not do it? So that's where our minute in Minecraft is. So I don't have a map to draw on. And the future maps may just be the overworld picture, and then I'll draw on that, depending upon what's happening. So more traditional games. Oh, I got my ass handed to me by at Kane Jones. I keep forgetting what his Twitter handle is versus his Steam handle, because I want to give out his Twitter and not his Steam. At Kane Jones 1 on the Twitters. So if you like Sun Age, hit him up. He's a big fan. He got pretty good in a relatively short amount of time, but I have done no training over like the last month that I play or since I played it, and he whooped my ass. Like, I understand basic RTS elements, I understand tech tree and efficiency, but it's just ridiculous. And flying units have a massive advantage there. And having to split your active resource gathering units. I like Dawn of War. That's what it's going to come down to. I'm going to play Sun Age, but I don't think I'll ever be like a big fan of it. It's a neat idea, but it obviously has some objective flaws to it, and I just don't think I'll be a fan. I think I like Dawn of War, and that's what I'm going to like from RTS. I like StarCraft. StarCraft's okay. I still don't like the active gathering, but that's a subjective flaw. But when your starting base doesn't make your unit gatherers, that's an objective flaw, because he can just come in and kill my moles, and then I'm done. I'm done. There's nothing else I can do at that point, because I can't gather any more resources to do anything. So, I mean, what really makes it bad is he can kill my moles and then just not kill me off. So the game is in infinite limbo. So, and I tried to load up Command and Conquer Red Alert 2, and then there's Yuri's Revenge. I tried to load that up through Origin, and it just does not work. I can't get out of the window to go record it. I'd have to start up everything and then load up the program, and then quit out of the program to end the stream. Or save and quit out of the program in order to do it at all. And maybe I'll do that, but I was not ready or prepared for that to happen. I was expecting it to be kind of like the DOSBox stuff, like Wing Commander 3, which I also tried out, which I did horrendously at because it's designed to have a joystick. And I'm happy to play on the controller, and I thought the controller would work as a joystick. Does not. And it turns out that something in my brain's turned around, because I always play inverted, because to me, up is not up, it's forward. And I say that to speak to the people who think up is up. Forward is not up, forward is forward. That's how my brain processes it. And that's fine. I just play inverted. Lots of people play inverted, especially when I'm playing like an FPS. Now, for whatever reason, when I go to the keyboard, at least for this game, I was expecting up to be up. As if I'm sitting in a bubble, and I'm doing this because I'm got no frame of reference for anything because we're in space flying around, and I don't play flight simulators very often. I definitely don't play space flight simulators very often at all. So it's very disconcerting and took me a while to get the hang of it. So there should be a video of some varied length of me just failing miserably at it. So that one is a one and done. I'm completely done with that. We'll leave Command and Conquer on the back burner, see if I can't think up a way to deal with it. Bejeweled 3, like, I actually found a way to have fun with it. They actually put some mini games in there for people who don't like their game, so to give them a variation of play, or to keep it interesting at least. And it was fairly effective. I got to be honest that like they're puzzle games because I like puzzle games. But as soon as I kind of went through their initial round of that, I was like, I don't care about any of the rest of this. So that's where I stand on that game. It's just not a game for me. That's great if you love it, but to me it's a shitty game because it's not enjoyable, it's not engaging. The puzzling element's fine, but it's as an overall game, there's very little substance to it. It's match 3. And credit to them because Bejeweled, as far as I know, is one of the original match 3 games, and games like Candy Crush just rip it off. And I'm glad that it did them that well that people wanted to copy them. Go you. Super Dungeon Tactics. I'm a big fan of Super Dungeon Explorer. I'll say that over and over and over till I die. It's my favorite board game by far. And I had previously declared Super Dungeon Tactics dog shit. We are upgrading it from dog shit to not horrible. Because I realized that there is a command bar that you can actually use to issue commands instead of auto-clicking things. And I'll be honest, I don't know if it was there the first time I played or not, because I never noticed. I never noticed that. I was just like, this is bullshit. Why can't I control my characters how I want to control them? But it's very Crow's Mastery Arena. It's not Super Dungeon Explorer ish. It's just not. If you play the board game and you play this and you realize like it's nothing to do with it, but it mimics Crossmaster Arena heavily. When they get a full game out to include quests, quest mode versus the skirmish mode, it's going to be interesting to see how they do it business-wise. Because if they were to sell me all my physical stuff that I already have in digital form again, I would probably pay it because I like that game that much. But I don't know if everyone would. If you look at like what's happening with Blood Bowl 2, it's very obvious that people are not inclined to do that, especially when there's already a version available. So Blood Bowl 2 is very quickly going to have things available that the older versions don't have, and they're learning the lesson that they shouldn't have taken out the features that people were not complaining about, because the dice log and the grid system are coming back in Blood Bowl 2, and they never should have left. It was like my main concerns about upgrading was like, no, because then I got to deal with it. I don't have my grid. I don't have that. And like, so now I'm considering it. And now they just need to get more teams available, but it costs them so much to do it that like I really think they should change it. They should sell the base game for like $5-10 or whatever, and then like $1 per team, $5 per team, whatever. So you pay for the teams that you want, but that may require the restructuring the architecture of the game, and then that's shame on them because they didn't think ahead. But I don't really want them to do that. I want them to sell me the entire game for like $30. I'm happy because I've already bought 3 versions of the game prior, plus the board game Once Upon a Time, which I gave away. No, did I? I don't know. I think I sold it in the end. I don't remember, to be honest with you. But like I'm a big fan of the game. I like tactical stuff, and it's great. I think I've cleared the Origin games that I can one and done, because if I go back through and I do anything else from Origin, because originally I was just trying to get rid of games from Origin, or just trying to cross things off, and if I can do it from the platforms I don't normally play, then that's a way to do it. But if I go back and then to Origin, I've got to play like either Alice Madness Returns, Dead Space. I gotta finish Dragon Age Inquisition eventually. The Mass Effect games. Um, so those are long entrenched games. But they do also have um, what's it called? Game Time, I think is what it's called, where it's like free to play. Like so, I can play like uh, not Titan's Grave. What's it called? I wish Origin would not do stupid things and I could just see it. It's trying to. And Battle.net's being stupid. I was trying to look at these things so I could talk about what's going on. Tux, just lean into it, buddy. Because right now, of course, the big thing with Blizzard is Overwatch. And Here's the Storm has been going on for a while. Great. I will say the StarCraft 2 package, they were offering like 3 games for $60, which comes down to about $20 a game for Blizzard. That's pretty good. I know Hearthstone's reached nth degree of saturation. I don't know. I was thinking about trying Overwatch and stuff, and Here's the Storm MOBAs. I don't have it in me to do that. And I'd rather have a team of people in real life to go, and maybe that would be the way to go. I know someone who's trying to do this, so good luck to her. But I don't know if because it's a commitment lifestyle type game. And it never builds like off itself. You never can like play it and then put it down and then continue where you picked up. You're always starting from scratch. It's always versus. And I'm just not that competitive. I just don't care. I just don't care. So great, good for things. Yeah, Blizzard. I don't know why I have this Battle.net there. I like StarCraft. I need to go back and play the first one. If I can ever get through the first one, that's the one I need to do. If I can ever get through the first one, I'll go back and do. I'll buy StarCraft 2 and all its stuff to do that. Because I know I'll like that. And I wish Warcraft was on here. I'm pretty sure I've got those. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do like some Blizzard oldies at some point. Online login is currently unavailable. What? Talking about? Go online. Origin, you're the worst. You're the worst. I already talked about those games, I guess. I was just trying to see what the game time stuff was, so I could talk about it and actually say good things about them instead of bad things, as I usually do. But I think eventually you'll get it that you're not coming up on the desk. So I'm going to happily uninstall some of these games and such that are... Space Hulk actually may be a good one to get through a little bit faster than trying to go through things. But I think Sun Age is probably the next one, now that I got through some of these one-offs. Why is online... Maybe they banned me. That would be super interesting if that's what happened. But no, it makes me happy to be able to uninstall games I know I'm not going to play. And to be able to put them in a place to be like, you are dead to me. I'm never going to play you. Regardless of the reason. Not necessarily because I hate the game, but just because, like, I know, like, we had a good time, but I think it's time for us to break up. And I think we're done. What would be fun too is I still got that Q World. It'd be fun to get a bunch of people in on that and go conquer a little world. Voxel this. Oh man. So gaming goals for this week, because I got the Sun Age battle out. I got a couple I got my one-offs out of the way. I got tabletop work done. I got some stuff done with Minecraft. I didn't stream it. Maybe that's something I can do next week. Just stream a little bit of Minecraft, and then I can show you what's kind of going on with that. Tux, I'm gonna kill you for licking me. Why can't you just be a good kitty? Why do you have to be fluffy and mean? So I don't know if you can hear that music or not, but that's Windows 10 uninstalling things for me. It's really satisfying. I'm gonna leave Command and Conquer on there for a little while. I feel like I should remove Cube World, but I've got a server, so like, part of me is like, oh, I should be able to get into my server pretty quickly. Star Realms is another one like I definitely want to try to play. In fact, I've been meaning to log in and I tried to access it through the iPad. And we got crazy music. Let's see if I can kill that. Yeah, there we go. I tried to do it and get it updated on the iPad, but I didn't have internet at the time. And I don't know. He's trying so hard to get up on the desk where he doesn't need to be. We'll try one more time with that. So I've got to figure this out because there should be updates for the people who have bought the game. And it's just kind of funny. Yep, there we go. Because I don't know what it all is, and I have not. It's not showing. Oh, it's not showing any progress here, so it doesn't back it up. Oh, sync online. I played it on my phone. I know I did. Uh. So we'll get out of this. But I was trying to update it on the iPad so that I had the expansions, and because that's how I want to play with that now. The events change it entirely. I like having new ships. I like having new star bases. It's really good. I miss playing Star Realms on a regular basis because it's good. It feels like it's going fast even if it's not. And that's important. And I even if I get my ass kicked, I usually have a good time with that. Same thing with Small World. Like to me, that's always how I know that I have a good, or the game is good. That I have a good time losing to it, or losing with it. No idea what's wrong with Origin. It's so weird. But it would be the time that I'm trying to talk nice about it that it does this to me. So I've got other things to do. I've got to get with it. But gaming goals for this week. It would be nice. Like maybe I'll even go back and delete all the old shitty ones. If we got a clean version of Castle Crashers there. I think if we can get 4 people together, it'll be worth doing another run of it. But there's so many little things that I can do and knock out because there's actually more. Like I'd love to go back and do like StarCraft 1, like the Warcraft games. I'd love to be able to go back and do. I bought this game. It was so cheap, and it's silly game. I played it on the GameCube. There's a PC version called Darkened Sky, and it's a game that uses Skittles as magic rocks to command magic. But it was really fun. It was actually good mechanics and play. So, oh man, I really enjoyed playing that game. I want to play it again. So many things I want to do, but I think in particular, I need to concentrate on getting the auxiliary work done for Tabletop Simulator, because that will help further a production thing that I want to do, and get a super dungeon night, and then we can do board gaming. I got to make some silly cards and stuff. Of all the stupid things I've got to do and deal with, yeah, that's it. All right, I think I ramble on enough. I don't have anyone else here to make the show interesting. I've talked about goals, and I've got a lot of them to fail on this next week. Oh man, But if I can knock down like even half of them, I don't think I'll feel good about it. So I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna get some food in me, and then I'll probably work on Tabletop Simulator for a little bit, and then go to sleep. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I'm getting tired already. The idea of going to sleep sounds good. But until you see me next time, I am Kamurai, and that's game over. If you want to see anything else we're up to, go ahead and click the annotations. It'll take you to our other channels. Thanks for watching.